Okay, everybody, it is SDGx.LIVE. It's the Sustainable Development Goals. Here's the SDGs, right? We know this. And we have Hana. Sakran. She just finished. Here's the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, and you know what they are. And we're doing an NFT banner with the SDGs in order to promote not making money, but to
creating influence and meaning.
Influence and meaning, and getting community behind the artists.
Exactly, and making the upper class focus on what people do here in art-wise and culture-wise.
Right. So that's an introduction without introducing yet.
Yeah.
So Hana, please just tell us. I was just at a conference that you were speaking at, and I was fawning all over you, not physically, but I was really enjoying not only your speaking but also your slides, which is not common because I don't really like slideshows.
Same.
I like people talking.
Yeah.
But you were talking about kitsch.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm an old guy.
Yeah.
I've heard it all my life.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it meant. Now
That's surprising.
You
That's
educated
surprising
me.
to know. That's nice to know. That's nice to know. Thank God. Okay.
Right. So can you tell people what kitsch is?
So basically, kitsch is an alternative reality to the truth that we're alone. So there could be good kitsch and there's bad kitsch. There's a type of togetherness based on having meaning and expressing who you are as an individual and having other people respect you. And then there's the bad kitsch, which it's based on like man-made signs and judging people depending on those signs. So basically, I get to say, oh, this guy is more relevant to me, or he understands me more, basically because he's wearing the same type of brand or same type of standard, which is completely wrong. And that's the issue here with Egypt and the upper class. There's a big issue with this.
Well, this is what I was just, as you were speaking, I was thinking, this is an advertisement or a promotion or a lesson for Conscience Land. Exactly what we're talking about in Conscience Land. Maybe I haven't introduced Conscience Land to you, but let me introduce you, or let me invite you to be a citizen first. Okay, so there's 3 questions.
Yes.
Do you have a conscience?
Yes, I do.
Check mark.
I hope so. Yes.
Check mark. Do you act on your conscience?
As much as I can.
Check mark. And you see, there's an honest answer. As much as you can.
Yeah.
But, actually,
as much as I can.
like in this case, I think it's like 90%. No, probably not. But anyway, if you acted on your conscience all the time, you know what we say to people when we invite them to Conscience Land? If you acted on your conscience all the time, you'd be in jail.
Yes,
right?
Of course, especially here. Yes.
Right.
Definitely.
So you can't. In Conscience Land, we invite you. We're asking you to think about what you're doing, and you do have a conscience, and you do make decisions based on your conscience. So try as much as possible to act on your conscience when it's safe. Okay. And the third question is, do you serve your community?
As much as I can. Yes. I try to as much as I can.
And clearly this is what you've been doing, and that's what that presentation was about.
Exactly.
It was, it's not just that you were serving the community by communicating something. You were serving the community by educating them about what it is to be a citizen of Conscience Land.
Exactly.
Actually.
How to be an individual. How to be someone who's conscious of what they're doing.
And in Conscience Land, we have this 3-finger symbol. You see the panda has the 3 fingers.
Okay.
This is society, environment, economy in balance. That's
the 3 pillars.
Sustainability, 3 pillars.
Yeah.
But it's also individual, social responsibility. That's individual, that's what you're talking about, but it's also your social responsibility as an individual in the community.
So it's 3 things all at once at the same time. That's so true.
So those 3 things, do you have a conscience, do you act in your conscience, and do you serve your community? Clearly that's what you're talking about. And fascinating. Oh, and so Bingo Bongo, the Sustainees welcome you to Conscience Land. They're so excited that you're here. You already were long-time resident, but now it's kind of official, and the Sustainees are excited. Now there are 3 affirmations. It's kind of like the it's bait and switch here. No, there are 3 affirmations in Conscience Land, and I would welcome you to consider them. The first affirmation is, and it's an I thing, I do no harm.
Yes, that's true. Of course.
Okay, so that's the first affirmation. I do no harm. The second affirmation is, I do not fear.
Yes, as much as I can.
Isn't that
especially in this
interesting?
country, yeah.
Because really, that's largely
people
what the
are actually kind of scared. Like when I was talking, I was kind of scared that maybe someone would think that I'm trying to revolt or I'm trying to fight. What I'm doing is what's it called? Dance criticism. Like, let's dance. I'm gonna say something I oppose. You try to reply as well.
Right.
So
right.
yeah, fear.
So it's a pretty, and what we say to people when they say, "Yeah, I don't know if I can agree with that affirmation because I live in fear." Well, I'm going, "Oh my God, no, that's not right. We can't be living in fear.
Exactly.
We've got to live in understanding that okay, if there's a tiger coming after you, run away.
Exactly.
That's fire, fear, but not because of your." Just what you're talking about, because of some kind of political situation or
fear is just going to lead to self-destruction, to the community, to yourself, and that's
to the world, literally. I mean, that's what we're worried about in Conscience Land. We're trying to save the world here.
Exactly.
So, okay, and the third affirmation, I think you'll like it. The third affirmation is, I leave it better than I found it.
Yes, I try to do that because honestly, if there's anything that's actually scaring me is leaving this place without having any kind of positive effect to the the community. That's scary.
That's a wonderful fear to have.
Exactly.
And that's the kind of fear
Positive
I wish we
form of
could
fear.
scare you all about.
Exactly.
Look, leave it better than you found it, because very intelligent, very well-read, very brilliant people are saying they fear not leaving it better than they found it.
Exactly.
And man, if we could get a tiny percentage of the population to just feel this way, how would that change the world? I think it would.
Exactly. It would start create people, individuals. They're gonna start having their own type of meaning, and they're gonna find themselves not being self-destructive. They're gonna grow. They're gonna help, and it's going to be a community or an ecosystem.
Now, I'm hoping that somehow you're going to give us your presentation on the PowerPoint
I would
or
love
something.
To. Yeah, of course.
Okay, somehow. So that won't come right away, but it'll, someday in the future we'll have this. But in the meantime, I want to talk with you about some of the programs in Conscience Land, what we're trying to do. So first of all, I think you understand, generally it's a mental, we call it muscular mind. It's a mental exercise, because your conscience is here, it's your soul, your consciousness, these are very metaphysical things there, but they are very important. They are actually what creates our reality. So one of the things is, it's basically training individuals in Conscience Land. So how do we encourage people to be community minded, to get over their fears and so on? The first thing is, every Wednesday, I think I have a set of cards here, I'll show you. Every Wednesday we have a thing called Change Wednesday. Here we are. That's dezombification. Here, Change Wednesday. Okay, so there's another one that says Change Wednesday. Anyway, so Change Wednesday. Change Wednesday is the day we do 3 things. Everything's 3.
Okay. Yes, I realize.
Everything's
That's
3.
good. That's
okay. We smile.
Okay.
Smile and make other people happy. When you make other people happy, how do you feel?
I feel super happy, of course. That's the main reason.
So this is how we make a society in the positive direction. It's not everybody being depressed and complaining about everything. It's saying, okay, we all have problems. Now we
have to work through it.
Let's work through it, and let's do it in a way that makes other people happy.
Yes.
Okay, the second thing is change. Change something about who? Can I change you? Say no.
No, of course. No way. I'm the one who's responsible of changing myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need these lessons, not from this guy, you've heard it a million times, but from people who really know what they're talking about. And so change, because every Wednesday change and stop a bad habit and start a good habit. That's what we just say.
Exactly.
Okay, and the last one is unplug. Now I think you'll find this interesting. Unplug is it started out as this phone thing, dezombification. Everybody was on their phone and
okay. So unplug from the social media,
from your social media,
and so on.
Well, first of all, it was unplugged from your phone for 3 hours every Wednesday evening from 6 to 9. That was the original idea.
Oh, okay.
Talk to your family and friends face to face.
That's nice.
Okay, that was just be social. build your social skills, your muscle of sociability, and so on. And then social media and everything took over people's brains and their lives and so on. And they were walking in front of cars, and like things were going bad. And so we began to say, well, not only 6 to 9, but now we have to we have to start to actually unplug ourselves from this matrix.
Social network.
We get like this whole the tentacles of everything.
You get to 24/7 compare yourself against people, and that's not right. Like seeing other people's lives 24/7 is not something that's based on human nature at all.
Well, I would say that if you're in a small community of like 150 people or less, you might know what people's lives are for, and that's about our limit of what we should be involving ourselves with. But today it's like thousands of people and all these messages coming in. Okay, so that's one idea or one effort we've been doing for years and years is Change Wednesday.
That's a very nice thing to do.
Yeah, it's just simple things. Three things: smile and make other people happy. Change something about yourself and unplug. Okay, so that's every Wednesday. What's sort of like a religious observation, if you will, but it's not a religion. It's saying observe yourself on the Wednesday.
Exactly.
And
just once a week it's
once
gonna
a week.
work. Yeah, of course it's definitely gonna work.
If you have some success, like you change your habits and you say, hey man, that's cool, I can do it.
Yeah.
You do that on the Wednesday. Well, you might do it on the Thursday too, and the Friday, and so this is the way it works, right? So that's one thing. The thing that really I want to skip to, because of your talk, is what I actually thought about this morning after I had been at these networking events here at the I thought of this, I think in some hypnagogic state. I was between dreaming and waking and so on, and I thought, what we need to do in Conscience Land? We need to get some events happening, physical events, which are not about, fashion. They're not about what you're going to take away from that event. It's what you're going to bring to that event. So I thought to myself, because I'm an old guy, I used to have these parties in different places where I live called blender parties.
Oh, okay.
And it was a very cool, and it's actually even was written up in the magazines and newspapers and so on in the communities where I was living in, because they were so successful, these parties. And what were they? You bring your own stuff to the party and we blend it. Okay. And we blend people.
That never really happens here, by the way.
It never really happens?
No, like to bring my stuff and I just show up and I try to tell people what I do. And sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't. But there was never like an event that they told me like bring your stuff and maybe we could like contribute or collaborate or something.
Wow. Okay. So anyway, that's maybe doesn't exist, but this is what I'm starting to say is that maybe we can begin to start this fun ethic.
Exactly. Kind of events.
of going and so the parties that I used to have were fun parties. I mean, I come from Canada and we had people bringing mixed drinks. We had, for instance, I know people don't drink here, but we had like you didn't bring beer. Like you didn't bring beer to this my parties.
Oh, okay.
Why? Because beer is not a mix.
Oh, okay.
You have to make a drink. Okay. It could be non-alcoholic, but these literally. I had a big big counter in the kitchen, and it was open to everything, and people were blenders and making, but it wasn't about the blenders or even the drinks. It was about people reacting to people doing something for them.
That's such a good idea.
Right?
That
It was making. We can do it again. So anyway, I was thinking about that. That was back in my memory, and then I thought, well, this event, which is very good. I mean, it was very good in the sense that there were a lot of people here at the Cairo Photo Week that wanted to meet. They wanted to get something happening. Right? That's what they run. It's not about money or they want to find a date. They want to find they just want to get alive, right? Engage with other people. So there were a whole bunch of people there, and I have to boast a bit. There were a lot of people around me because I have these silly toys.
You're a foreigner.
And I'm a foreigner, and I'm talking about something which actually engaged them. Like I was talking about something that wasn't selling them Coca-Cola or Monsanto or something.
It was actually like real authentic
Authentic
kind of talk.
something or other.
That's why they're probably like attracted to you.
Well,
engaged
and
to
that's great, isn't
Yeah.
it? I mean, because
Can
that's
we
kind of
5 minutes and can
yeah, you gotta go. So anyway, that's the thought, and maybe we can
Yeah.
pursue this in the future.
And
maybe
I think honestly, like having gatherings like that for you to try to engage, I think you're right. People are lacking here some kind of authentic engagement in some way. So you're right. Like if we do some events where you try to engage authentically, that would definitely work. Especially when it comes to the upper class and other classes. Probably we do that with the two different classes.
Sure.
That would work definitely.
Sure. So
Yeah.
so that's the idea. We have lots more to talk
Yeah,
about. But I
and
think
I'll
you've
send
got
you
to
the
go.
presentation.
Yeah.
And
yeah, maybe
anytime.
we can we'll shut down now, and maybe you can give me your thing. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
What
It means a lot.
what a fantastic interview, and we'll
Thank
talk to you again soon. But we're going to shut this off now. And peace +1. Join the fun.
3 steps. There's 3 steps.
Embassy parties, Conscious Land embassy parties. Get ready for that. That's going to be fun.